Good morning, students. I hope you all are fine and in a very good health. I hope in the last lectures we have discussed about the basics of Java. We have discussed about the keyword. Say for example, when we are writing a program in any of the languages, you need the words which are provided by the compiler, that is Java. For that we need the help of keyword. Number 2, there are certain words which you are supposed to create in the program, That means the words that are created by the user, in the program are termed as identifier, That means in a program, when we are writing a program, we need the words provided by Java, keywords. There are certain words that the user has to write. We need keyword identifiers. In a program, suppose we need to calculate something. To calculate, definitely we need some values. And when we talk about the value, that means the value is to be stored in the memory. And we talk about the storage in the memory, we talk about a variable. That means to store a value in a variable, to store a value in the memory, we need a variable, we need a memory location space, and we have to store the value over there. Variable is required. When we talk about a variable, we should definitely know about the data type, the type of value that we store in the variable. Either a whole number or a point value or a single character or a set of character or a logical value. That means we should also be aware about the data type, the type of data that we are going to store in a variable. We need to process, we need to operate, we need to calculate something. And when there is a calculation or a comparison, anything of that sort, we need operators. That means to complete a program, we need keywords, we need identifier, we need variable, we need data types, we need operators to operate. That means we are using either arithmetic operators or logical operators to join the condition, relational operators to compare values. That means these are the stuff that we have already gone through, and these are the basic terminologies that we require when we are going to create a program in Java. Now we talk about the program. When we talk about a program, that means program is a sequence of instructions which are given to the system for processing and gives a desired output, is basically termed as program. Means if you want to do there is a problem and you need a solution to that problem. That means to come to the solution of that problem, you require multiple steps. Definitely you require multiple steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 5, step 4, step 3. You have identified different steps to evaluate and reach out to the solution and reach to the solution. But you will come to the solution when you will execute, when you will run these steps in sequence. That means when you are executing your steps in sequential order, in sequential manner, when you are giving these instructions in a sequential manner to the system, to the computer system, for what you are giving? You are giving these instructions to the system to process it out. What is the system doing? It's calculating, it's comparing, it's joining of conditions, it's getting you the results, it is calculating. Whatever processing is required is being done by the system, and once the processing is done, what we will get? We will get the desired result. This is what we call it as a program. That means to complete a program, there are three stages, and the first stage is the input, input means the value which we give to the system. Suppose you take a calculator. You want to add two numbers. Say for example, I am giving you 4 and 5. So what you are supposed to do, you will take a calculator. You will press 4. It's an input. You will press plus. That's an operator. You will press 5. It's again a value. That means you are giving the instruction, you are giving the values and the instruction to the system, to the calculator. What is the calculator doing? It is adding these two values. So when you press equal to, that means you are asking for the answer. You are asking for the answer. That means that when 4 and 5 will be added by the calculator, it will be processed by the calculator. You will get the desired result on the display bar, and the result will be 9. This is what the program is. That means there are 3 stages in a program. That one, the value or the instructions that you are giving to the system. The value or instruction that you are giving to the system. What is the system doing? It's processing. That is your second step. Once the calculator has processed, when the machine has processed, when the system has processed your data, what it is giving you? It is giving you the output. It is giving you the output. That is your third stage. That means every program, when you work out in the program, there are 3 stages. One is the input. Input means the value which we give to the system, the value which we give to the system, the information that we feed to the system. Once you have fed the information to the system is going to process, it's going to calculate, and once the calculation process is done, you will get the desired result. This is number 1. Number 2, a program is consisting of 2 things. One is data and second is instruction. Both are too important. Suppose for example you are going to find the area of a square. To calculate the area of a square, the formula is evident, that is side square. Side into side or side to the power 2. Now, there is a square. There is a square. The length of the side is suppose 2. Then what is 2? It's a data value. What is 2? It's a data value. What you are doing with 2? You are multiplying it 2 times, because the formula says it's side square. That means 2 square. And when you are talking about 2 square, it's doing 2 into 2 and we are getting the result. 2 into 2, that means 2 asterisk 2 is a kind of instruction that side into side, side asterisk side is a kind of instruction that we are giving to the program. And the value of side is basically the data value. So, when you consider the question asked, you are going to find the area of a square. That means the value of a side of square, the value of side of a square, and the result area is termed as data. Simple. The next statement, the statement required to declare the variable. Obviously, if you are using a variable, and in the previous lectures I have said, in Java you cannot store a value in a variable which is not declared beforehand, because it's a strongly typed, it's a strongly prototyped language, it's a strongly typed language. Any variable which you are using, say in maths you say x is equal to something, it's fine. But here x is to be declared beforehand, before its use, by appropriate data type to identify that it's a particular type of a variable of a particular data type. That means first, the statement to declare a variable, is an instruction. The statement to accept the data from the user is again an instruction. The statement to find the area is again an instruction, and the statement to output the result is again a statement. The statement to display the result is again a statement, is a kind of a instruction, That means any program must have a data value and the instruction, and there are 3 stages: input, process and output. Now, the statement required to print to display the result is also termed as an instruction. Simple. Now again we take some examples that, suppose again the first example is the same. I've created a chart of sort of a thing. These are the question, these are the programs which you are supposed to do. And suppose the first program is to find the area of a square. What is the formula of area of a square? A is equal to side square. A is equal to side square. Right? A is equal to side square. Now in any program there are three stages. What value which we have to give to the system? Obviously when we are finding the area of a square, we need to give the value of side. We need to give the value of side. Once I have given you the value of side, what is the process? The process is that area is equal to side into side. That means to find the area, what you are using, you are using asterisk. That means you are using operator. Asterisk means multiplying, and when you will multiply, the result is going to be calculated and the result is going to be stored in a variable, is stored in a memory location. It's stored in a variable called area. What is the output over here? The output is area. The output is area. Now when you talk about in terms of a program, that means you need instruction to accept the data. You need instruction to accept the data, accept the value of site. This is a part which you have to go through. This is a part which you have to take care of. Here we have learnt operators. We use what? Use operator to calculate. That means this is a part which we are already through, that we are using operators to calculate things. Now comes, we need instruction. We need instruction or command to print. We need instruction or command to print. That means we have to learn this part as well. That means when we are writing a program, we are sure that we have to give the value of site to the system. Now how to take the value of site from the user? It requires certain kind of steps, certain kind of instructions in Java which we have to learn ahead. When we come to the process, we need calculation. The formula is to be converted into calculation, and the calculations are being done by the help of an operator. This is a part which we have done it thoroughly. Next we come to the output section, and we are supposed to print the value of area. How? We need the command, we need the instruction in Java to print it. That means we have to take care, we have to learn the statement, we have to learn the instruction, we have to learn the command to print the area. When we look out for the entire scenario, you see that we need two variables. One is site, to store the value of site. Next, again we need a variable area to store the result. Any data which is to be stored in a memory requires a variable. any value require a memory space to store. So if we use to store the value of side, we need a variable. We need to store the result, we need another variable. So one variable is side and second variable is area. That means we require how many variables? Two variables. That means these variables can be directly used or it should be declared beforehand. It should be declared beforehand. Therefore, one more step is required, that is declaration of a value. That is declaration of a variable. That is declaration. In the declaration, again we have done this part in the earlier classes when we learned variable and data type, how to declare a variable. That means we need to declare a variable for side. We need to declare a variable for side and we need to declare a variable for area. And for this also we need instruction. We need instruction. We need instruction to declare. We need instruction to declare. We need instruction to declare. Is the aspect clear to all of you? We need instruction to declare. We need instruction to declare. Because without declaration we cannot do anything. We need an instruction to declare. So when we are talking about the first question, the declarative method, I hope I have discussed earlier as well that we have to refer the data type, we have to refer the data type, and then we have to write the variable name. Multiple declarations, variable 1, comma variable 2, comma variable 2, and so on, and finally writing it by semicolon, finally using the semicolon. Therefore, if we are required to declare two whole number storage value or a double type storage value, we need to refer int, we need to refer the variable name side, and we need to refer variable name area, and we have to put a semicolon. We have to put a semicolon. Is that clear? It's very easy. You have written the data type, that is int, followed by a space, and then you have written the first variable separated by comma, and then you have written the second variable, and after writing the second variable you have written semicolon. You have written semicolon. This is the part which we will do later on. The use of operator is thorough. Now the output. When we talk about the output, you need a command or an instruction. So today we are looking at the declaration part. We have done the process part, and we are learning the statement, the instruction to output the value, to output the value, to output the value. So when you are supposed to output the value, you use the command, capital S system dot small letters out dot print, and if you are writing the message, you will only write the message within the double quotes, you will write the message within double quotes, you will write the message within double quotes followed by semicolon. When you are writing the variable system dot out dot print, when you are writing the variables are not required to be placed within double quotes. These are to be printed without the use of double quote. These are to be printed without the help of double quotes. Next you will see that you want to print the message as well as the variable. What you are supposed to do, you are supposed to write the same thing. Your message should be placed within double quotes. You will use a plus symbol, and then you will write the variable. Again the message is within the double quotes and the variable is without the double quotes. Now we have seen that to make any program you require the value to accept, the method of calculation and the result. But when you're working in the program, you're supposed to accept the value. Means you are supposed to accept the value in a variable. So the variable can be used directly? No. It has to be created beforehand. It has to be declared beforehand. That's why the first point is very important, that is declaration. The number of variables that you are using in your program should be declared first. Then you should accept the value which are required for your program. Then you should be calculating, you should be converting your formulas into the application using the operators. Then you are supposed to print the value by the help of command system.out.print. We will see the variations later on. System.out.print. When there is only a message to be printed, you will place it within the double quotes. When you are printing the variable, you are not using the double quotes. But here, when you want the message as well as the variable to be printed, the message is to be placed within the double quotes and the variable is to be printed without double quotes. Clear? Say for example, when you are writing in maths, answer is equal to something. Answer is equal to is a kind of a message followed by a value. Value is a data which is contained in a variable, and variable is to be printed without double quotes. Without double quotes. It's a very basic example. One more thing, I will make it clear here. When you are using the output writing statement, print and println means to print and remain on same line. Clear? But when you talk about println, that means you're talking about to print and then change the line, Clear? Again the same thing, when you're printing the message, only double quotes are required within the message, for the message. Variables are never kept within double quotes, and when you are printing the message as well as the value, then the value is contained in a variable that is to be placed without double quotes, and the message is to be contained within the pair of double quotes. This is what we have to look out for today. Two more examples I have given you. Area of rectangle and circle. Just try to fill it up. What should be the declaration, what should be the input, what should be the process, and what should be the output. Now we will also look out for one more thing, that is a program. A small program to just display any content on the screen. For that you have to click on the blue J. Its opening screen will be as such. Once it's open, you will see that a blank screen is there. You will go to the project and you will click on a new project. When you talk about a new project, there is a you have to just write the name of your project. I have given a 9 demo. You will create. Once you have created your project, it is going to show you this kind of a screen with project as first menu option, edit, tools, view, help, and on the left hand side new class. Rest we will discuss it later on. Our first task is to create the first program in Java, just to simply print a message hello. We will create a new class. It's a first program. I will write the name of the program prg1. make sure it's a case sensitive. If you have written the name, PRG1, I've written in PRG in small letter. That means in the program as well, you have to write PRG1 in small letters. 1 obviously is a numerical value. You will maximize the window. There is a certain kind of a code which is already written in the blue chain. What you will do, you will select all by pressing Ctrl A. Everything is selected. You will press delete to erase everything. Since it's a first program, I'm just increasing the font size. I'm making the font size as 25. First you have to write in small letters class, right? You have to write the name of the program PRG1. It should be same as what you have written earlier, and that's coming on the title bar. Now you have to put the curly bracket, press an enter, and just press a tab key. You should always write your program in the indented form, Now you are supposed to write public in small letters, static in small letter, void in small letter, main in small letter, and put a curly bracket. It's now started already indenting yourself, indenting your program. We will discuss the public static void main later on. Just we are writing the first program, and each program should consist of the statement public static void main. The name of the program, it's an identifier, it's a keyword, and it's also a kind of a reserve word. You can change this name. In every program, we will keep on changing this name. What's the first program doing? Just we are printing the value on the screen. Hello. To print, what is the command? System.out.print. To output, what is the command? System.out.print or println. In capital S, the S should be capital. It should be system.out.print, and within the print, hello is a kind of a variable value or a message. It's a message. So when you are typing the message, it should be placed within the double quotes, and I have written hello, and I have put the bracket, and I have put the semicolon, I have put the curly braces, and I have put the curly braces, closing one. This is the opening curly braces, this is a closing one, and this is a closing for a class. Our program is over. Once you have written the program, what you are supposed to do, you are supposed to compile. That means you have to convert this program into the machine understandable language. You have compiled. Once you have compiled, you will see that in the bottom of this blue chain window, there is coming no syntax error. That means though there is no error in the program. What you will do, you will just click on close. You are back to the window from where you started. There is a yellow box PRG1. You will just make a right click onto it, and you will click on void main to execute the program. After it clicked on void main, what you are saying, this is a terminal window which is there in the screen, and it is printing the word hello. It's printing the word hello. It's only the basic program, how to structurize a program, how to create a program, and how to simply display a message on the screen. This is what we are supposed to do in the first program. Here we will wind up the things for today. Today we have learnt what is a program. It consists of data and the instructions. There are 3 stages of a program: the value to be taken, the calculation, and the output. When we come to the program, input means the instruction to accept value. Process means to calculate, to operate something. Output means to display something. For the display, we need the instruction system.out.println. For processing, we need calculation. We need operators to calculate anything. To accept, to input the value, we need instructions to learn, which we are going to learn in the next lectures. But when we are working in Java, the values which are stored in a variable, these variables should be declared beforehand, and for that we need declaration. That we have done in the earlier classes as well, and I have also explained you in the chart, in the table. Just go through with this these instruction, these video carefully, and just only prepare your notes. I'm not giving any kind of an assignment today. Once you will be through with the inputting part, and then I will give you the assignment. Till then, thank you.